Greetings, Fellowship of the Clouds. I got to work on that. I'm going to do something with that name for the channel. Not renaming the channel, but that will be at some point. Maybe that would be if I ever get to a point where I can have a established channel membership. If it said somebody wants to join the channel, not subscribe, but join, like for a very minimum fee every month and stuff, and you get, maybe some extra perks or something. I don't know how it all works. I'm still new to this, if you ask. When I think about it, as far as YouTube, and I've said over and over again, I really want to move away from depending on YouTube so much for what I'm doing here. Of course, this is where I'm building. So far, this is where I'm building the biggest platform that's reaching quite a few people, I feel. And, we're almost to 500 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you that subscribe. I know that everybody that subscribes does not watch every single video. A lot of people are subscribed, and it's just like me. I'm subscribed to I don't know how many channels. And I try my best to keep up with as much as I can, especially people that I actually interact with on a daily basis on other social media like Instagram or X or something. But, you have life happens. I don't work, so I have a lot of time, but still though, I have to, I'm working on trying to put out content almost every day. Sometimes I slack, sometimes I'm in slumps and all that, but I usually put out at least one video a day most of the time. And then sometimes there's been days where I've put out 3 or 4 different things. And I've stated this plenty of times, that I would really, I definitely am. I've been saying this ever since last year about a laptop. I've got to, but let's just say that I'm going to keep patient because the Spirit is telling me it's coming. You're going to have what you need. Just do what you're doing and don't worry. So I'm not worried about it, but I wish I could just, but when you're on a limited income, and I just know that I need a better setup if I want to make better videos. Meaning I would like to learn how to edit and maybe have an intro to some of my stuff, like somebody that I know out there maybe could create me an intro and a logo. I am thinking about a logo for sure. I'm sure it'll involve a Greycloud or whatever. But I wanted to reflect on yesterday. Yesterday morning I shared with you guys how I'd slipped up last week, and I know that the first time I slipped up was the 2nd of January, and this was after a good stretch of sobriety from alcohol. Let me just say, full disclosure, I do still smoke a little greenery. And I've never not been honest about that. I've shared that in some other videos throughout my history of this channel. Now, I will say this, ever since I've been working on my alcoholism, when I first attempted being sober and got almost 10 months in, I really was surprised at how little, partaking of the herb did not increase. I figured going into it, I would probably end up doubling how much I was smoking or anything. And I really, it varies from month to month. I try not, it's not some priority. I always take care of what I got to take care of first. So I'm just being honest with you guys, and that's just the way it is. Like, if me sharing that part of what I may still do turns you away from this, then I can't I don't. All I know is to be who I am. To be Greycloud. Now, in my video earlier this morning, I talked about my legal name and all that kind of stuff, and how interesting it was to me. What it really means. I think in Greek and stuff is healer or something or whatever. But that is not that's not who I am. I was never that. That was a given name by a human being that did their best because that's how it's done. Yeah, people have children and they try to figure out names. But did you know in some cultures, in indigenous people, certain places and time didn't give a name to a baby right off the bat. Like they would have their baby and then time would pass and maybe they'd wait for a sign or something or whatever. And then there's some that I've read about where at a certain age, maybe somebody had been calling you a certain name at a certain point, but when you went on your little journey at 12 or 13 years old, which would be your coming of age moment, and you're especially in Native American culture, and you're sitting out in the woods to make your prayer circle and sit in it for 3 days, and then you come back knowing kind of your purpose and where you fit into the tribe, and at that point, you become fully who you are, and your name may even change because of whatever vision you got on your vision quest. But this is about yesterday morning's video, and about how I just was in a good mood, and I was sharing before I went to church, and then I went to church, and I'd asked in prayer yesterday before I ever left here, please move me today and show me something, like give me, because I've been lacking some motivation when it comes to some of the, like I said this yesterday, I think, I've been lacking motivation in, like doing fun stuff, like with my action figures and things, like this is a gift from somebody, like Lockdown Productions sent me this for Christmas, like you can't see, I don't have good lighting here. I wish I did. Wish you could see it. There you go, Cad Bane. But my birthday is on December 30th. But I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm just saying, and I appreciate, some of y'all, especially a person yesterday commented and told me, like they really know they were saying how they understand and relate to me in the sense of having things that they could do that are fun, like maybe a hobby you are into, or even just daily tasks that you could do at any given time, and you just have, for some reason, lost motivation. Well, let me say my motivation's been pretty good today. I've gotten dishes washed. I've made the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff video today. I've made a couple of shorts. Walked my dog twice already. And done some reading from the scriptures. And then now, and ate. I made me something to eat today, and already ate a couple times. And I'm just feeling really blessed. And so I wanted to reflect on yesterday's sermon at church, because once I got to church, and it's great Sunday school and everything, but then the sermon was about, the pastor had stated that this is a sermon he's done several different times, and I guess at some interval, because I've only been going there a little over a year. This is the first time in my adult life where I've really taken being a part of a church community, and I'm not a member of that church. I've not officially joined, but I go and I enjoy it, and there's good people, and there's people that help me out, and I get blessed, and I can tell a difference when I don't go. I've never once on this channel I don't try to push any type. I'm not pushing any religion on nobody, because I'll state this. I don't even like labeling my, like, I know who the boss is. I know who creator is. I talk to the divine source every single day. Like, some days less than others. Sometimes it's only when I'm not listening to the instructions I'm given daily that things kind of foul up. I get out of focus. And that's why I wanted to talk about yesterday's sermon, because he had said that it normally would be called a certain, I don't remember what he said he normally called it, but he, in the last moments before coming into church or whatever, because he was praying, he retitled it Stay Focused. Stay focused. He was talking about whatever you're going through, whatever's going on, stay focused, spiritually. Like, and I have always said this, when I'm out of line, like when I start seeing myself drift and I start getting in a funk and I start being a little bit depressed, if I check myself, the whole reason any of that starts happening to me is because I got out of sync on my spiritual routine. I've either stopped doing enough reading or stopped listening to what I'm being told every day. Because believe me, you don't have to believe me, but I believe myself. I know. I get instructions every day. But sometimes, in my human form here, I'm not listening. And so yesterday's message really just I had such a good time. I had a lot of tears were cried, and I was overwhelmed, but with happiness, because, like I said, I'd had a good conversation with the Spirit on the day before, that evening, and then yesterday morning, I was like, just give me something today. Give me a feeling. Show me and I got what I asked for. I guess what I'm saying is, anytime I mess up with drinking or whatever, the Spirit always lets me know the best thing I can do is not stay down. The quicker I can get back to not doing what I know is not good enough for me and it's holding me back, the better off I am. I'm not being judged by the Spirit as much as I'm judging myself a lot of times. So, but the synchronicity that goes on when you truly work on your relationship with the divine. You'll notice this, sometimes I say God and sometimes I don't, because for me, the only reason I use the word God is so that people kind of know where maybe I'm coming from. But most of the time, people have a lot of people, when you say God, have a preconceived idea. I've studied many cultures, many different religious beliefs, and I've went to multiple different churches. I've went to a Muslim mosque. I've never been to a Jewish thing or anything. Now, I didn't go to the mosque when it was actually having any kind of, but I met a Muslim friend in North Carolina at one time, and for a little while we connected, and he took me out to eat one day, and then he had the key to his little mosque. And the mosque wasn't like a mosque you see in big cities. It was just it was just like a rental space that was pretty small that they were renting, a building that was just a square block building but it was it was interesting I've always been open to wanting to learn about anybody else's ideas, cultures, and especially when it comes to their belief in God. But that being said, I don't know. All I know is all I know is at 25, when I just never looked back, at 25 years old, I did not believe in it. But when I was 25 and I was shown, when I put everything to the wind, and it never has ever, as far as the only thing I ever have doubted or still sometimes doubt is myself. Creator is always telling me if I believe in myself as much as I believe in you, like Creator says, if you believe in yourself as much as you believe in me and you know I'm here, you'd already be 100,000 miles further down. But there's where free will comes in. And that's part of the condition of spirit being manifest in flesh. When we're contained in this body, in the physical form, and in this world, there's a lot of different aspects that go on. It's not like we're just, it's a learning experience. I don't know how long it's been since I finally just came to terms with what I am. And I was asked to come here, and I said, yeah, I'll go there. I'll go down there. You don't have to believe it. I know. I know. I don't believe anymore. I know for myself, and that's all I ever wanted, was to know that it was real or not real. And I'm telling you, if you just seek it out, you'll find it out. I didn't know what I was going to say in this video. But I am so honored to be a part of something that I can't fully comprehend and I can't fully explain to everybody. There's a lot of details of the plan that's been given to me that goes in accordance to a bigger plan where I don't know all those details, because the way that God works is just a need-to-know basis on most things. That's how the enemy the enemy tries so hard to find those details out, but it's so organized in a way where they'll never find out all the details, because they're trying to be the one in control when they'll never be in total control, no matter how much they try. And I hope that's something uplifting to you. I hope that if you're being discouraged or going through anything in your life right now, that what I'm saying in this video might spark a whoa, I pray that you get a spark in your butt that just makes you want to seek out what it is that I know to be true, that you want it so bad that you find it to be true. You don't have to believe nothing I've ever said. And I'm not telling you to. But you seek it out, you may find it. And if you do, if you hadn't already found it, just let me know when you do. If you're still watching my videos. But we're going on 17-something minutes right now. I didn't expect to talk this long. And this is all off the cuff, man. That's how I mostly do my stuff. But I'm telling you, when I get better equipment and all that, eventually I do want to make some very good quality videos. I will always do my raw video takes like this, whether it's on my new laptop I get and it's got better cameras and all this. Like, there's always going to be this format of type video here. But I do want to eventually, like I said, I'd like to have like at least one video a week that's like a compiled video, like where I've sat down and maybe like all through the week I've maybe took some video of stuff that you guys I haven't been sharing on any of the other videos I'm putting up daily. But once a week, you get a collection of some stuff that's went on through my week. And I'm able to edit it together and put it into a nice package and have, the intro and maybe some music and that kind of stuff. And that's going to involve like teamwork too. Like, I can't do all that stuff. I can do it, and I will learn it, but I see where this can go and where the Spirit is showing me to go. So as it grows, eventually I'm going to have some partners, Like, I'm not making any money at it. That's not what it's about. It's about the message. If I touch one person, if I get to one person and it strikes so hard with you and it helps you in your life and you go on to do better for yourself and maybe other people around you, then my job has been done. And I already know I've helped, what I do here has helped quite a few different people. And it helps people every day to watch my videos. And I really enjoy knowing that. And I said yesterday, if I can't help myself, I can't help other people. So I've got a lot of improvement to do in my whole life. And I'm 50 years old, man. I don't know. All I see is what can be. And I've been seeing, I was shown it 20-something years ago. And I'm just now getting to the point where it's all starting to really accumulate and come together. And that's amazing. And it's amazing to share with you guys this. And I hope y'all have watched this far on this video, almost over 20 minutes. I hope you've sustained. I hope I did not lose some of you. I hope y'all have watched this entire video to right now. And if you have, because I haven't said it earlier, hit the like button if you hadn't hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed and you've watched several of my videos, please subscribe if you've already watched several videos. Usually, you know, like when I've watched several of someone's videos, like after a certain point, if I'm continuing to watch the channel pretty regular and it keeps popping up, then why shouldn't I just subscribe? You know, of course, there's sometimes people do something that disturbs me or something, or I start following a channel and then they just go a whole nother direction, and I can't totally agree to, I don't want to subscribe no more. And that's totally cool. People are allowed to make decisions and change things, but I want to always be authentic and straight up. You know, if I make a mistake, I know nobody's out there judging me about my drinking or anything. I could be drunk every day if I wanted to be, but I wouldn't be making videos every day if I was drunk. And in the videos I would be very crappy. You'd just be seeing some stupid drunk on a camera and doing nothing. Now, I might be able to grow that and make that a brand, but I don't want to be known as that anymore. I don't want to be known as just a big wild party freaking dude that is half messed up all the time. And I never really wanted to be that. Never. But that's what I was known for, is being effed up all the time. But no matter how effed up I was, no matter how messed up I got, trust me, I talked about God all the time. The more messed up, whoa. I mean, I could be drunk, I could be tripping, I could be smoking, I could be whatever I'd be doing. And a lot of people would be like just trying to escape the world and couldn't stand listening. They'd be like, man, shut up. You're talking about something, how can you drink and talk about that? Because I'm wired that way. No matter what I do, man, I tried to block all that out with all the chemicals and drug abuse and drinking. And I never once could shut it down. No matter how far out I ever got there, God was always at the forefront. It's strange, but I wouldn't ask it to be. I wouldn't want it to be any other way. I am happy to be wired that way. I truly believe that a lot of my depression in life was due to that. Due to knowing that there's something out there and it is real and it is helping me. And if I listen to it, I can do a lot better. But you know what I'm saying? Because of anyway. Let's end this here. This is something I wrote a while back. I was going to share this one, but it's quite a bit longer. And that's something that was on Tuesday, September 26, 2023. So that goes way back. And I've shared that at some point, but I'll get to that tomorrow or something. It was called The Word, and it's talking about, the Word. But above it, I'm going to end this here. I shall make it to the top of the mountain. I will stand and shout in praise of the glory of our Creator. I will let the tears roll out and begin a cleansing inside. All things are going just as they are meant to be. I embrace that fact today. I embrace the fact today that the Big Kahuna is molding me every day to be a creature of the eternal light of the universe. Critter told me when he first met me, Critter, Cridder, R.I.P., he was a great dude. He gave me a hit of LSD that day. Might have been 2, I don't know. First time I'm meeting him, but he said, stop looking for the light. You are the light. And it wasn't until a year later, because he was like, why don't you cut your hair? And I'm like, man, you didn't know me when I had long hair. I'm bald. I've been bald forever. You know, I started going bald when I was 18. He didn't know me then. But he would always say that. And then a year later, after I had went in them woods and came out Greycloud, and I saw him again. Boy, whoa, what kind of good conversations we had. I said, brother, you really did know me. You knew me this whole time. You knew me before I got here on Earth. He said, yes, brother. More of those stories some other day, you know. It's not a drug craze story. It's a true heart-to-heart story. But Critter would say, stop looking for the light, because you are the light. Because a piece of the light is in all of us if we only choose to accept it and open it up and see it. There's a piece of the Word in you. Christ consciousness, if you want to call it that. Universal consciousness, whatever you want to label it. I'm not here to tell you what it is. You'll know what it is when you find it. But you don't have, it's already there. You just have to tune into it. I hope y'all have watched this far. And I love every single one of you. And you know how I'm going to end it. Because Ditto equals love on this channel. In the name of Sarah Boland, in honor of her, that dear soul, she was going to come back and be with me in North Carolina. She went out to have a good time, one last time with her friends, about a week before she was going to be traveling back down to North Carolina. Now, I'm not in North Carolina anymore, but I'm in Alabama, but talked to her last on a Wednesday, and I didn't know that she died that night until that Saturday, because I didn't have a connection. I didn't have actual phone data anymore. Had to be on Wi-Fi, and I'd spent several days out at my friend's camp instead of in town at my place where I lived and had Wi-Fi and could constantly keep up. But when I came home and got online, I found out she was dead through Facebook. And I had like people trying to hit me up to tell me that. And I'd been gone for a few days. And I'm not crying because yes, I am a little bit sad, because it's always sad to physically not have this people with you anymore. But don't think that, I mentioned this, I think yesterday, I can feel my mother sometimes, and my mother's sometimes mom is around, but she's sometimes around a lot stronger. Same with Sarah. I was talking about this. There's been plenty of people in my life that have passed that occasionally pop in and out, and I know when they're around. I mean, they're always around because they're in pure, like, they're always around, but they let you be, like, if you, anyway. I got to stop thinking that I sound crazy. I'm not the only one that's ever experienced this. I'm not the only one you can find tons of books about it and tons of people that have had these experiences and people that are able to communicate with people from, you know what I'm saying? And so, just take it for what it is. You don't have take anything I'm saying with a grain of salt and research your own self. Like, have your own experience. Go out and explore on your own. Like, seek it out. Seek the spirit out, and you will see it when you'll know when it's real. That's all I can say, man. And the fifth agreement, be skeptical, but learn to listen. Talk to you later, y'all. Till next time, Mr. Greycloud. Sage of the eternal moment. The only moment I have is this moment right now, making this video. I don't know what's going to happen when I turn it off. Ditto.